Hey everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to look at the 1994 action sci-fi film Guyver 2 Dark Hero. Please like the video and subscribe and let's dig in. It has been 1 year since the Guyver unit bonded with Sean Baker, allowing him to destroy the Kronos Corporation and the Zoonoids. The Guyver unit calls to him to fight and to kill. Sean uses his newfound power to fight for good, stopping criminals and anyone who wants to do harm. Sean dispatches of a bunch of thugs in a warehouse, leaving behind the film's opening logo. The following day he's watching a news report about an apparent werewolf attack. The witness says he went into a cave where some old paintings were and saw a man turn into a beast and kill his brother. Sean knows it isn't a werewolf and the cave paintings look exactly like the images he has been having dreams about. He hitchhikes and makes his way to the sighting and the attack, because he has to be sure it isn't what he thinks it is. Sean arrives at a general store where he meets a woman named Corey who works at the dig site in the cave. He shows her his drawings from his dreams and one of them triggers her, prompting her to leave. However, she comes back and tells him to get in. They arrive at the site and she brings him to the cave. Inside the cave, Sean sees the paintings of what appear to be spaceships. Diving deeper in the cave, he finds the painting with the 3 shapes he drew from his dreams. Corey grabs Sean and introduces him to her father Marcus, the head of the expedition. Sean is taken to a skull that's being dug up, resembling that of Lisker, a Zoonoid Sean fought a year ago. Later that night, the man whose brother was killed is out with a reporter to get footage of the werewolf. But that thing is no werewolf. Sean is with Corey talking about the paintings when they hear a scream in the distance. Sean tells her to go and he'll take care of it, and she's like, "Wait, what?" Well, this rhino-looking thing definitely looks pissed. Sean shouts Guyver, activating the suit, while the reporter has gone and lost his head. The Zoonoid has the hunter by the throat, but Sean makes it just in time. We get some sweet R-rated Power Rangers level hand-to-hand combat. It grabs a tree and starts swinging it at Sean, but Sean runs along it, slicing the creature's face with his arm blades. Corey arrives, scaring the Zoonoid off. The hunter tells Sean to stay away, saying he's one of them, but the others say he's just in shock. A man named Atkins grabs a piece cut from the creature and places it in his jacket. Sean follows him, suspicious of what he's doing. Atkins is reporting to someone, but Sean steps on a stick, alerting Atkins that he's being watched. Atkins confronts Sean, and it turns out he's from the government and knows Sean is somehow involved. A man named Crane interrupts, giving Sean the opening to leave. Well, it looks like the Kronos Corporation is still kicking around and Crane is involved. The following day, the team finds something behind the cave wall, feeling like leather but hard as steel. Whatever this thing is, it's pretty damn big. Well, it turns out to be one of those spaceships. Everyone is out celebrating this amazing discovery, and Sean comes across a guy who has a cut in the same spot he cut the Zoonoid. Atkins pulls him to the side, asking what he knows about Kronos. Sean tells him those creatures are Kronos, and some of the men here are them. Corey comes over before Sean can get any deeper with it, however. Back at the ship, and they're trying to open it up. Nothing seems to be working. However, the ship seems to have a connection to Sean and the Guyver, and it opens. The team enters, but are there only to catalog and not to touch anything. Crane is acting a little suspect. Sean wanders off alone, trying to communicate with the ship. He just wants to be normal again, to have his life back and not have to kill. Meanwhile, Corey discovers what looks to be a damaged Guyver unit. Crane takes it from her, saying he's the one funding this trip, so it's his. Sean sees him carrying it, knowing full well what it is. He finds Corey and explains to her Crane is a part of the Kronos Corporation and everything that's going on. Meanwhile, they're being spied on as Atkins has bugged the room. She really doesn't buy his story about transforming aliens and evil corporations, however. Corey goes to see Crane and overhears him speaking to his boss, telling him to kill everyone and bring the Guyver unit back. But she's captured by one of his men. Sean is looking for Corey, but the ship is calling him, so he makes his way to it. Meanwhile, Corey is being taken away and her father sees it all happen. Sean is in the cave and Crane comes up behind him, telling Sean he knows it's calling him. It calls to Crane too. Crane changes into his alien form, telling Sean they can use the ship to get the Guyver out of him so he can be normal again. Sean says no and is knocked out cold from behind. Back with Corey, and the Jeep suddenly stops. They look up and a Zoonoid is in front and tells Corey to run. It lifts the Jeep, flipping it over. Oh, and apparently the creature is her father Marcus. A couple Zoonoids come flying from the Jeep and we're about to get some Zoonoid on Zoonoid action. This is pretty ridiculous yet awesome. Corey runs down as her father is getting all messed up. She tries to help, but all that did was get one to chase after her. Meanwhile, Sean is being sedated, so he can't do anything. But Atkins comes in, waking him up somehow, and tells him backup is coming in, but he needs to know how the Guyver unit works. Sean says he needs to find Corey, but Atkins tells him it's too late and he can't leave. So Sean does the only sensible thing and runs to find her. He makes it to the edge of a cliff and calls for her. She hears him and screams his name. Then, like a total boss, he jumps off the cliff, transforming into the Guyver. Sean comes in kicking one of the aliens straight in the head and then placing Corey on the land, proceeding to then dropkick another one. He comes down slicing the bug-looking Zoonoid's head clean off. Sean crushes the rhino-looking one into a tree and stabs its sides with his blades. Then he grabs its hands and snaps its wrists right back. Shooting its eyes out, he finally puts an end to the monster. Sean goes back human and Corey is definitely scared of him at this point. Well, she came around pretty quickly. Very quickly, in fact. Sean and Corey return to the ship and Sean tells her they have to blow the ship up. She doesn't want to, but really has no other choice. Meanwhile, Crane is talking to his boss who expects to have the Guyver in the next hour, or it's his head. He opens up the case with the damaged unit and I wonder what he's gonna do. Sean and Corey rig up dynamite to blow up the ship, but it wants to have a little talk with Sean. Crane arrives and has his men grab Corey, which interrupts Sean's little talk with the ship. Crane sends a couple of his minions in the ship to find Sean, but they come flying right back out. Crane tells him to deactivate the Guyver or he's gonna tear her apart. Corey's father tackles Crane while also starting to turn. Now this is just all out chaos. Atkins grabs the case with the damaged unit and one of the monsters starts chasing him. Atkins rushes it, pushing it into some kind of electrical panel. Meanwhile, Crane grabs a steel pole and drives it straight through Corey's father. Sean breaks the neck of one of the Zoonoids and gets in between Crane and Corey. Atkins then comes in showing the case was actually empty. Oh well, I guess Crane used it. Who could have seen that coming? Crane just starts whooping Sean's ass. Oh, and now the blades start to come out. Crane stabs Sean right in the abdomen with one of them, blood just pouring out. But just then Corey shoots him in the head. I guess the shiny ball is the weak point? Sean grabs it and just rips it out of his face. Crane then starts melting into a pile of goo. And yeah, I forgot, Sean has this big energy cannon that comes out of his chest. Well, I don't think Crane will be in the sequel. Using the shiny ball thing in his head, Sean sends the spaceship back where it belongs. Atkins tries to recruit Sean, but he makes the better decision and leaves with the girl. Does she even care that her father died and that he was an alien at this point? I hope you enjoyed our little look at Guyver 2 Dark Hero. If you'd like more videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching and take care.